I'm hitting that point in my life. My body doesn't metabolize foods the same way. The quick 1 week, eat salad and chicken breast, for 1 week.
No reaction.
And, you lose a few pounds. That wasn't happening anymore. When I saw my body
changing,
first starting to change, that's when I knew I had to call you and say, help. Hi, my name is Tina. I've been in the program for 5 months and I've lost 19 pounds.
Hi, Tina. Welcome.
Hi, thanks.
It's very nostalgic today being with you.
Yeah.
But when I have a friend in my community and in my group, it's extra special because I always say your friends can see up your nose, right? Your friends have seen the good, bad, the ugly. And so for them to entrust you in this very special transformation, it's a compliment. So I'm very flattered that you trusted me. So how long have you been in the program? 3 months only? 90 days?
Since February 5th, officially.
Oh, it flew by.
It did.
Tina and I have known each other since 2002, we said? Yeah,
I think so.
2002. And we have a picture to prove it. We worked together in the bar scene.
We did.
And we worked together for a few years. And I knew, with Marco, your husband, and your sister-in-law, Diane. So a long history of a fantastic relationship of all of us. And so tell me what brought you to wanting a change.
I think I hit a plateau with what I was doing.
Yeah.
So I've generally always eaten healthy.
Yep.
I'm very active. I enjoy working out, but I hit a plateau. And at the same time, I felt that my body composition was changing.
Yeah,
as
totally.
well. So I'm hitting that point in my life where my body doesn't metabolize the foods the same way. The quick 1 week, eat salad and chicken breast, for 1 week.
No reaction.
And you lose a few pounds. That wasn't happening anymore.
Yeah.
And I really am proactive in my life. So when I saw my body
changing,
first starting to change, that's when I knew I had to call you and say, help. It wasn't all about physical change as well. I remember having that first phone call with you and saying, I don't feel good.
Yeah.
Like I was always going to bed with stomach aches.
Yes. Bloated,
headache.
Sleep wasn't good.
Tired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Energy.
I was really moody.
Yeah.
At times I could say I was depressed.
For sure.
I knew I needed to feel better.
Yeah.
And if I felt better, then I know I would look better.
Exactly. I feel like because of the ages where our kids are at, it's busy. This entire decade and then the next decade is it's busy. And I find that we barely make time for ourselves. So when you do make that time, it's got to be concise. It's got to be exact and specific and work, or else you get frustrated. And then that's how, we get moody, we get anxious, we get depressed, and it's a cycle, right? Yeah. And our kids feel it, they know it because we're short. I find that when I'm not on my best, I'm short fused with my husband, my kids. And it's like, you don't even want to be around yourself sometimes,
yes,
right?
Exactly. You don't look at yourself or be around yourself.
Going out for dinner is not fun. No. Going on vacations doesn't become as enjoyable. You're trying to enjoy life because you know that but it's hard to when you just don't feel good. And we talked a lot about that. And that's a big part of the program is like, forget about the physical. Forget about that we're going to, lose the weight and get fit and tone. It's like the more the hormonal and the emotional that goes with it, that's the bigger transformation. Marco and you guys have always been super active, healthy eaters. Like fitness was always a part of our lives and eating well. Like we were always into it and stuff. And so how has this affected the rest of the family?
When I joined, Marco wanted to sort of trail behind and say,
follow along.
Wow, like I can see the difference in you. Maybe it can work for me.
Yeah.
I think overall, eating for him was challenging, eating all that nutritious food.
Yeah.
Like you have to look at those big plates of
vegetables,
broccoli and chicken and fennel.
Yeah.
And he says, I can't keep up. But he did adopt some small changes.
Yeah.
So when I do my lemon water in the morning, I do one for him. Or if he does his lemon water first, he'll prepare one for me.
Yeah.
And the green juice,
I make
double because he now also drinks one a day.
Even when I read that, I was like, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That he took even just that one habit. That one habit is going to do in an entire day, that amount of vegetables, the extra amount, it's going to do so much for him.
Exactly.
It kills cravings. It fills you up. It's giving you extra fiber. It's giving you better nutrients. Your bowels are better. Of all the things he adopted, he did the right ones.
And it's always his first meal of the day.
Really?
Yeah.
So he'll fast until then.
He'll fast until then. He can fast way longer than I can.
They somehow can. Yeah.
But yeah, typically at lunchtime, that will be his first meal of the day.
That's amazing. Good for him. You know, we're middle-aged. These guys are middle-aged, and you start to worry because it's easy to put on the weight and it's easy to ignore. And so it's like now more than ever, we have to take better care of ourselves. You know, 10 years ago, that wasn't the case. You could slip up, you could go have drinks. How is it now going into the rest of your life?
I think meal prepping has been my biggest accomplishment. You know, I'm sitting.
Good for you to say that.
Yeah, it really has, like bringing your food with you. So we are a very busy family. We're in the rinks between skating and hockey 5 to 6 days a week.
Mm-hmm.
So I will preheat my meal, put it in a container.
Good.
And sit
take
in
it in the rink.
You know, I have some other parents going, what are you eating?
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like chicken breast, broccoli, and sweet potato, right? Some of them are like, good for you for bringing your dinner because there's not much available at these rinks. Like you have popcorn, you have hamburgers, hot dogs.
It's not enough to rely on.
No.
It's not enough to keep you satiated, and you're going to run into trouble. You know, that's why it's like you can't rely on that as an option. And that's how a lot of men, women, they get into these situations where it's like too many times of not being prepared, and then before you know it, you have a problem. Those things will probably be a part of your life forever, bringing your meal with you.
Yeah.
How much money are you saving just in doing small things like that?
It's amazing how much money I spend. You spend a little bit extra on quality of food versus quantity of food. So we're not eating out. There's no Uber
Eats.
delivery, Uber Eats.
Yeah.
Like we didn't grow up with that. And,
No.
and I don't teach my kids convenience of food. You know, they're kids. They're going to want treats. They're going to want good food. But
there's a time and a place for that, but I don't want to be forced into it.
Exactly.
I don't want to do it because I have to do it.
Yeah.
We do it because we want to. I'll go and get takeout because we want to do it that night, but I don't want to be forced to have to do it because of my lack of consistency.
Exactly.
In you know, I should know what I'm doing every day. It does take more planning. I'm sure you've found yourselves even busier, right? Trying to make sure all the food is done.
And washing dishes. There's a lot of washing dishes and drying dishes.
Yeah.
But I find I can stick to the foods that work for me.
Yeah.
And it becomes easier to prep.
Yeah.
It's not boring food, but it's reliable food and it's consistent. And I think that's one of the key words through this program is consistency.
Yeah. And making what you find easy.
Exactly.
And works for you.
Yeah.
And then you stick to that. People around you, like, you know, when they see you, I mean, obviously you said they're like, oh, that's good for you that you're doing that. But when they've seen the changes, are they inspired, asking, what'd you do, Tina? It must have been so hard. How do you feel? How do you respond to that?
Typically don't wear a lot of tight clothes. So there are some people that haven't really seen.
Well, you had it pretty well hidden today, right? Until we saw what was under the hood.
But a few family members have said, you know, like, what are you doing? What are you eating? Who are you working with?
Yeah.
You know, I work with a trainer once a week, and he has just been astonished
at the change,
at seeing my body change.
Yeah.
He's like, I can see your body changing week to week.
Yeah.
He's motivated, you know, always interested in what
are you eating?
Eat? Take a picture.
That's
He's
so
such
awesome.
a foodie, but it's like foodie
that's
of health
fantastic.
food,
Yeah.
right?
Very happy to hear that.
You know, my husband said to me a few weeks ago, I haven't seen you look this way in 20 years.
Wow.
And I think that was the point where I was like, okay, like I did it.
Yeah.
Like I've hit my goal. It wasn't about a certain weight. Like I said to you, it was about
I wanted to feel good.
Good.
When was the turning point for you of feeling good?
4 weeks.
Yeah, a month.
The detox that my body had to do.
Yeah.
of all the toxins, preservatives, chemicals in my body.
You felt that?
I definitely felt that.
Yeah. And you mentioned that, you know, one of the toughest things was giving up the alcohol.
Yeah.
Whether it was just socially, once a week, out for dinner, you would have a drink.
I found it difficult, but I find at this point it's getting easier and easier.
Yeah.
At first, you know, the first 2-3 months was really hard.
Yeah.
And amongst our age group, I find it's very acceptable to drink. And if somebody's like, why are you not drinking? What's wrong with you?
It's like, what's my excuse today?
Exactly.
I can't be on antibiotics again.
And I'm too old to be pregnant.
Yeah. So. Exactly. I think because the age that our kids are at, a lot of people are feeling that pressure, doing all these things for your kids, or you're not. And when you're not, you're doing all the things for you. And that means like, you're going to relax and you're going to have a drink. And like, there's no relaxing without having a drink. I mean, what else, right? So it's like this all or nothing, like you can't be out and be social and happy without having that drink or indulging in those chicken wings. And so it's like, no, then you realize that, no, like I can do this. I don't have to indulge each and every time I'm social. And I think that's a big realization for a lot of parents that, you know, it's like, and I think for those parents as well, usually they're in a position where, yeah, they need to take better care of themselves. And it could be that mentality of, oh no, I'm out and I need to enjoy and I can't possibly go to an after hockey game, dinner or a tournament and not have the beer, right? With everybody.
Right. We travel a lot with our daughter skating.
Exactly.
So we're away for weekends.
Yeah. With other families.
With other
as well.
families. Yeah. And then going out for the meals after.
Totally.
And as long as I was prepared, you know, looking at menus, going, okay, what can I have? What do I need to eat before? What can I have at the restaurant? And then after.
Yeah.
What can I eat after?
Yeah.
It was a lot easier.
Bringing your stuff and then having stuff and then knowing what to do.
Having a plan.
Having a plan. Okay. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here and being a part of, having me be a part of your journey.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It was wonderful.
We have pictures.